Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Grist Brewing Company out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This beer is called Double Edged Sword. They really are. They just don't really go out of their way to say what hops are used in their IPAs. I'm really not sure why. I don't know if they're trying to protect a recipe or whatever. So I couldn't find anything on that, but it just said notes of melons and peaches. But I mean, you could get that from a description of a lot of hazy IPAs, so I don't really think that means too much. So this is double IPA, and it is 8.0 ABV. So I'm going to crack it open and see what we got. So as you can see, it pours a really hazy, darker golden color. It pretty much looks like pineapple juice, at least from my end, with about a 2 fingers worth of a pretty fluffy white head. It smells like pineapple too. A lot of times, like if it's mosaic, I get like some overripened pineapple, but this really smells more like fresh pineapple. So I'm really not sure what hops would be providing that. There's a little bit of like general like fresh crushed hops that that you smell in the bag before you brew with them. And a little bit of there's a little bit of dankness, but it's pretty minimal. Yeah, I would say that the biggest hop flavor that I'm getting out of this is pineapple, like it was in the aroma too. It is very, very juicy. There's a little bit of like caramely sweetness, which surprised me a little bit because how light it is. But it actually almost comes off as like caramelized sugar, which makes me think of like pineapple upside down cake a little bit. So it's definitely at least with the combination of these hops, I don't think it's a negative thing with this beer. I think it actually plays well with it. There's something I perceive as like a little bit of hop oxidation. Now this beer is not this. I generally try to drink New England IPAs between 2 weeks to 6 weeks, because that's usually like their best spot, and this is within that time period. So it's definitely not old, but it kind of has like a little bit of a hop oxidation character. So I don't know if that's something that was there literally like on day one, or if it has fallen off like that quickly. I'm really not sure. But it is really minimal. That's kind of me nitpicking. It does have, like I said, it's very, very like pineapple forward. So anyone who likes like this really, but it's not like I said, sometimes mosaic to me is like overripened pineapple and dank. This isn't really like that. It's really like fresh cut pineapple with some bitterness and just a little bit of like earthy character. A little bit of like bitter orange peel in there too. Just that tiny tinge of, like if you just brushed your teeth and you have something citrusy, just a tiny bit of that. And I don't mean that it tastes minty but at all. I just mean it has that like accentuated bitterness that has like a little bit of a citrus character to it. Yeah, this is really, really good. The only knock I would have on it is that very, very slight note of oxidation, but it's pretty minimal. It still tastes pretty fresh, and it's not like quite as soft and pillowy as like the best beers of this style, but compared to like the average New England IPA that you get from any random brewery, it is way beyond the average. And this is one of the better ones I've had from these guys. Actually, I generally like their other stuff, their non-IPA stuff, like their stouts and their fruity kettle sours, a little better than the IPAs. But the last couple IPAs I've had from them have been very tasty, and I think they're closing the gap on a lot of the competition in Pittsburgh, which is great. I'm always happy to see someone who started a business not in my hometown per se, but it's in the same area as where I grew up. So I think that's a really great thing, what they're doing, and I really hope they keep progressing, because they started out, they were not. I always liked them because I knew anytime I went there I wasn't going to get anything bad. They had some things that didn't excite me very much, but I've never had a beer from them where I was just like, this isn't good, I don't want to drink it. And to me, as long as you have that starting point and then you gradually get better, that's all that matters. And it's easy to see within the 5 years that they've gotten better and better, and now I even saw that they're trying to do some like traditional real wild ale stuff and not the kettle sour stuff, so they really are branching out. So I'm happy for them, and I hope everything works out. And I haven't talked to them that much, but I've met a couple of the owners, brewers here and there, and they've always been really nice guys. And they seem like they really embrace their local community, which I think is great. So I hope they keep it up. On my scale of buy, drink, dump, I'm going to give this a buy. This is pretty nice. It's not quite as like chock full of hops as you're going to get from like Resident Culture. But that character that people get from them that they don't like, that they say is like oniony or garlicky, I think is because there's so much hop matter in it. Like, this is just a little bit of like a lighter version or something like that. So, and that is one thing, I am not getting any alcohol burn or any alcohol flavor. I cannot believe that this is 8%. I forgot to bring that up, but I cannot believe, like, I would assume this was like a 6% lighter IPA, and I'm surprised that it's 8. I mean, I could crush this. It's very light. It's definitely flavorful, but the body is just very light. It's not super soft and pillowy, and it's not watery either. It's just a really light, excuse me, and easy to drink. So I don't know what this costs. I'm guessing between 16 to 20, like most of their stuff. But I would definitely buy this again. This is a really good beer. I generally don't get to go there when I'm up there, unfortunately, just because my time is limited, so I usually only end up hitting Brew Gentlemen to get growlers to take back, because they put up cans so I can get people to grab cans for me like my friend did with this, so there's really not necessarily a reason for me to go there to grab stuff to go when I'm there locally. So I have not had this before, so I was glad to try it, because I actually had heard from a couple of people that this was one of their better ones, so I'm glad I tried it. It's a really nice beer, so I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.